So like this is my allergy season this time of year, and my nose is completely clogged up. And since I left my nose spray at my mom's house, I have acquired the beer and brought horseradish mustard from the fridge, and I am dabbing it to loosen up my sinuses because it's spicy. So that's how my life's going.
That's a legitimate usage.
Can we talk
for it.
about
Like,
feral hogs? I've been dying to talk about feral hogs all day.
I've been dying to talk to you about feral hogs.
Can we put in the boom, like from that episode of Always Sunny?
Yeah, no, we can't actually. Ted is not going to be doing that.
Yeah, I put in the least amount of effort possible.
Speaking of the least amount of effort possible, it's Revival, a Dungeons and Dragons real play podcast.
He wanted to snipe that so bad.
Yeah, he really wanted it. But I'm assuming you were talking about how in the American South and the Southwest specifically, and really just everywhere in general, if humans ever go down the drain, wild hogs will take over as the dominant species.
I mean, they're pretty much already the dominant species. Prove to me that Texas politicians are not all feral hogs.
You really can't prove it. And also, they hunt packs of feral hogs from helicopters with 50 caliber machine guns, and it's about the coolest thing ever.
I'm telling you that, canonically speaking, in the Revival universe, the only thing keeping the hogs from taking over was the introduction of wyverns.
Yes, actually.
Like, literally.
I did think about this. I actually thought about this.
You thought about pig logistics?
Is that why we haven't run into any bears?
Oh no, bears got bodied.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like bears are probably really fucking dead because considering like the metabolic state that they have to go into to hibernate through the winter, and like how mana would fuck with that, I'm pretty sure they're just all fucked.
Yeah, they're getting out competed by their magical alternatives in a lot of areas. As you guys go further out west, you're gonna find some more, but you know, the introduction of yet more pack hunters into the ecosystem kind of ruins them.
But hogs are still around.
Oh no, yeah, the hogs are crazy.
You can't get rid of feral hogs. Did you know that once you let it's not even like it takes generations or anything. Like once you let hogs loose and they start roaming, they like immediately grow tusks and fur.
Yeah, they just go.
It's like there's a switch that flips, like they were never really domesticated. They were just waiting.
I'm pretty sure that hogs are the livestock equivalent of you know that image of SpongeBob where he's like round with his hand out?
Yeah.
It's like that, and then they go out into the wild and just full on sponge guard.
It's exactly that.
Yeah, Jamie, can you pull up that video?
Yeah,
of those
Jamie,
wild
pull up that
hogs?
shit about those wild hogs.
Pull that shit up. Wild hogs will fuck you up, man.
Wild hogs.
It's crazy.
Fuck your shit up, man.
So anyway, what were we doing, Dan?
Anyway, the last time we left you losers, you were on the road to Northern California, NorCal. You're driving along. John, I believe, has decided to scout ahead on his sick-ass motorcycle.
Correct.
To scout out for, like, which roads are clear and plan out your paths and all of that.
We're making, like, breakneck pace here because, you know...
Yeah, you're having to go fast as hell, and
Michael is speeding off with what's her face,
with Gabriel and his whole crew, presumably.
for some fucking reason.
We're going freaking hog wild out here.
Good reference. Let's keep the hog references on point.
This entire episode is hog themed.
You know, Elias, this car is a real pigsty.
Okay, no more hog references.
Okay, hog references are canceled.
Okay, none of that was the character. We're gonna move on.
Retcon.
No more hog references.
Real talk, Elias has been studying wild hogs.
God damn it.
It's interesting.
Okay, so
there's a whole bunch of like herding phenomena and how like mana influences like structure, because it's like, can mana make larger family structures more sustainable or less sustainable? It's a question. Let's figure it out. Let's talk about hogs.
Saying shut up didn't work.
I even yawned at him.
You just kept going.
That's a lot like, do you know what else just keeps going? Wild hogs.
I thought you were gonna do the episode intro again.
Fuck that. I'm over revival. This is all about hogs.
Hogcast.
Do the thing that you guys do whenever I start talking and just ignore what he's saying and continue on.
Yeah, so any dang way.
You just did it to him by going yes, so anyway.
Yeah, I did. Moving on. Joke spiral is getting out of hand. Moving on. You guys are driving down the road. It's gonna be a while, and you are occasionally having to jump off of the main highway and take side roads and stuff if the road is too clogged with trash cars. But you can make a lot faster speed now that you aren't, driving along on the whole road train. Which, by the way, you guys have gotten updates from them that they secured their position and are working on getting it repaired.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably sending out like the Kobold scouts and all that to get junk and all that.
Oh yeah, the kobolds are working double time to get them the scrap and material that they need to rebuild the thing. It's just all wacky antics over there that you guys are having zero part in.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you don't get to see any of that fun stuff. Anyway, you're stuck in a car with each other.
Well, sure.
Hey, Giron almost got you guys all killed 1 billion times.
I sure hope that doesn't lead to like intergroup tensions or anything. That would be awkward.
I mean, maybe not. But anyway, you guys are coming up on Albuquerque.
The meme city.
Yes. Based on the little mana map that you got, there's a couple of pockets around here.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be like one of the few times that you really get to take a quick pit stop on your way out.
Well, yeah. So
we're inside Albuquerque in one of these mana spots.
Yeah,
we definitely need to take a pit stop. I have to take samples. We need more mana producing plants, and we'll need supplies. Especially since I think there's still a few holes that could use with a better patch job. We're leaking mana.
Yeah, so Patton's going to look around within our mana bubble here, trying to scout out for any good hardware stores, truck repair, etc., etc. Scrounge around for new tools for any that have broken off in our journey so far, because I think the last time we stocked up was about like 700 miles ago.
Yeah, so as you're driving along, once you get into there's like some mountainous, sort of rocky grasslands areas where most of the mana is centered. But once you get into town, yeah, you can definitely just get a nice little map from your new human friend. Like getting an actual map with information about like where stores are and things.
Well, that's convenient.
Are there any pharmacies or I don't know apiaries around here?
Apiaries?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Like aviary is like for birds?
No. Apiary.
Apiary.
Like for bees.
A what?
For flying
Bees.
monkeys.
Oh, okay, I don't know what the hell an aviary is.
No. Apiary.
We're all going to agree to no sell that joke, right? We're all agreeing to no sell that one.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Anyway, no.
Why you gotta bully me like this?
Okay, bees are if I say anything about bees, that's going to make a lot of implications about ecosystems, so I'm just going to not. Actually, no, there's got to be a magical equivalent of fucking...
That's what I'm saying. I want to know
pollination.
about magic bees. I'm just saying I was interested in the like idea of honey and magical plants.
Okay, so let's go with the Patton side story.
Piss off, Elias. You're not needed right now.
Yeah, so what
Yeah.
exactly are you looking for?
Well,
He's looking for an apiary.
so we roughly patched what we had before. Like, it's not a good seal. I'm going to try and restore the actual original shape of the truck as much as I can, or car rather,
Yeah, the
just to
SUV.
make it look kind of nicer on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focusing more on auto shops specifically to
Yeah,
try and
you
get the
can.
pieces that I need.
Yeah, you can pull the car into like a into a mechanic's
Albuquerque
joint.
Automotives.
Yeah, for the night, right?
Yeah.
Like, if that's your like that's gonna be like your home base for the time being.
Yeah, pull it into a shop, look at the underside, try and look at all the things that weren't severed already, see if I can fix those up.
Yeah, it's pretty beat up. It took like bullet fire surprisingly well. Like this isn't just it's very clearly not just, stock bulletproofing or
Mm-hmm.
anything. There's more to it. This thing is like nigh indestructible. Like as you get into the nuts and bolts of it, you can definitely do some aesthetic repairs, but like there's some wardings and some general enchantments on a lot of the metal that is well beyond your realm of expertise.
What happens when Patton tries to take things out of the underside?
Take things out of the underside, physically cannot. Everything is just like solidly stuck in place and pristine.
Ooh. Now, do I know anything about these wardings that are on it? Because
Uh,
we didn't have any issues with mana or anything leaking out of the bottom of the car, only from the sides, right? Where we
yeah,
had a sustained fire.
yeah. Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I imagine the drivetrain and the bottom are way more.
I got 27 on Arcana.
Ooh.
27. Well, what you would know from your time up in and around Detroit is you definitely recognize this handiwork, and the sort of smiths and artificers who would make this sort of thing are not cheap whatsoever. This is like custom built from the ground up. Like most of these parts are not original. They're completely forged out of
The Detroit
inherently.
Artificers Guild.
Yeah, it's well one of their offshoots. It's not necessarily that specific one, kind of that guild specifically is kind of like, the Judean People's Front.
I thought it was the People's Front of Judea.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of them that are trying to be the most official sounding. But yeah, this was all custom built, made out of some inherently magical metals. You can see like, some straight up mithril.
Oh fuck.
Ooh.
Yeah, the fact that that Red was willing to give you this car is seeming less and less reasonable.
He was probably fairly certain that we weren't going to destroy the car, because I don't think we
I
have the
think he's
means to do
fairly certain
so.
that's not possible.
Yeah,
This is an expensive piece of machinery. And Patton unfortunately cannot hit it with a hammer to take anything out of it. That's unfortunate.
the one downside that you can really see though is their understanding of, shock absorption and structural integrity.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is like, one of those big ass Chevys from the 1960s where if you get into a crash, the thing will be fine, but you won't. Right? Crumple zones don't exist on this.
It makes crumple zones and other things.
Yes.
So Patton's going to see if he can do anything to make our ride smoother, because while we're still going, we're still me and Elias are still doing like pretty what's the word I'm looking for here? Science-y stuff. Precision, that's the word I'm looking
Yes,
for.
I
Yeah.
believe that is the word.
Patton's all about precision.
What do you want to do?
So I'm going to see if I can improve the shock absorption on the car, if I can set up some kind of like spring system, or if I may need to, if there's any possibility of a quote-unquote trampoline-style shock absorber.
You fucking kidding me?
I'll find a way to put a trampoline in something related to these goddamn cars, Dan.
I mean, go for it. If you want to make one of those lowrider hydraulic systems and have this thing literally jump, be my guest.
Perfect.
Give me another Arcana check.
Would ejection seats maybe be more practical?
No.
Would what be practical?
Like ejection
those
seats
are
with
just
ejection seats with
buttons?
parachutes. With parachutes.
You can't leave the car.
All right, so
You can
I just
buy-
rolled a 1 on Arcana.
Oh no!
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I haven't done anything in this episode yet, guys. I haven't done shit.
You set up a great hydraulic system on this thing.
No!
Fantastic.
No.
No!
You got a personalized control button. You know, you can make it work just great.
I would say I'm so glad I'm not riding in the SUV, but I have a feeling I'm going to end up in the SUV at some
There's
point.
absolutely okay. Here's one of those points where player knowledge and character knowledge goes. You know, you gotta think if Patton is saying, yeah, I did a pretty good job on these hydraulics, then
Oh no!
Oh yeah. I
So-
don't.
Yeah, Patton's gonna
So,
be waving
Patton.
outside the car like, "Hey guys, I set up some Dr. Patton's patent pending pressure pads. They're working fantastic."
Yeah. So, are you going to attempt to show them off?
Yeah, I'm proud of my handiwork.
I'm gonna
Now-
take two steps back.
Yeah, character knowledge. We've seen Patton try and mess with cars before.
Yeah.
So we should know this isn't going to go well, or have a feeling this isn't going to go well.
Yeah. So, what button are you going to press there?
The big one.
Well, what I was going to do was I was going to flick a switch inside and go over to the front of the car and like smash it downwards to simulate a crash.
Mm-hmm.
So Patton's going to like climb up some nearby like broken up scaffolding and then jump on the hood of the car after
All right,
turning
so-
on the pressure pads.
So Patton is
50 feet in the air.
yeah.
Jerry, you want to catch him or something?
No, yeah, he's gone. He just boom, and the car does at least 2 full rotations before landing on its side. Patton,
Yes.
you do have wings. You can glide.
I am literally the only one who could have survived this.
Correct.
Jerry's going to try and like throw some ice, like a platform of ice up there to catch the car, and
Oh, the
Oh,
car
no,
the
we're gonna-
car is flipped on its side.
Yeah, it's if you're gonna try and do that mid flip, then yeah, sure, you can kind of stabilize it a bit, but
okay. So like, did the car go 50 feet in the air, or did Patton?
Patented.
so
Oh,
what
okay,
happens
okay.
is Patton jumps onto the hood of the car.
Yeah.
The front hydraulic system launches into action, sending him 50 feet or so into the air. You know, like one of those blobs. You know, like the that people put on lakes.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine that, but then your car also just starts doing a couple of flips, and also, yeah, it looks like he replaced the standard shocks, and yeah, those aren't sitting well now. So Patton is going to be able to glide back down to the ground, but even as you're in the air, seeing your handiwork, that's going to take a while to fix.
Maybe it
Like
was
a while.
a bit too strong.
Like days.
Well,
I'll get this fixed in just a jiffy, guys. Don't worry about it.
Patton, we don't exactly have days.
John, when we're here, we're going to find a manual on how to fix cars. Okay.
No,
I'm
no,
not letting him-
that's not good enough. We don't have days.
Well,
Well, we don't have any other cars.
Well,
I mean-
yes, John and Jerry, I believe you two have at least somewhat dabbled in alternative means of travel.
I
well,
suppose so.
Well, now would be the time to make it work.
Well, Elias, we need to find a sufficient mana source. I'm drained.
We're standing in the only mana for miles, so you'll have to make it work with what we've got. I have some spare plants. some small amount of energy, but I don't think that method of travel consumes an absurd amount of mana.
It does.
I think it does.
And you can't travel. Things that Jiron and John would know after doing it, you get a distinct feeling. It's like you're moving through a tunnel, right? And you can only move through places where there's at least a little strand, right? You got to have some form of connection to the place that you're trying to go to.
Well, that would mean
you need to know where you're going.
That would mean that that Michael is just as screwed crossing this abyssal plane as we are.
Not necessarily. So, out of character discussion, what you guys did in terms of teleportation, right, was basically a fast and dirty. Think of it like throwing out a rope, right? Like a grappling hook.
Yeah.
You send out a tendril of mana that needs to stay unbroken to get to where you're going, right? You send out a tendril. But actually it's more like holding out, like extending a tape measure, right? Where if you go too far, it just falls.
Yeah.
Same thing. You won't be able, with the amount of mana that you guys have access to send out a tendril long enough that it's stable enough to actually teleport anywhere. Teleporting in those dead zones is hard enough. Like, just doing the little tiny bit that you did near HAWG was reckless and should have gotten you killed. Trying to do it across multiple states is suicide.
Hell yeah.
John, do you think that's possible? Because the way we did it, I saw quite a few things that I'm not sure any of you saw.
Jerry, even if we could, I don't think I'd want you in charge of teleporting us out there.
That is a fair point.
Well, in the meantime, what we can do is try and find ways to speed this process up. But
all right,
I need to conduct some business. Zep, John, can you come here with me for a second?
I don't think I like this.
Well, it's not a matter if you like it. I just got a few questions for you and for our new friend.
Well, while they're doing that, here's my chance to fucking roll nature to see if there's I don't know, anything useful around here.
Yeah,
Looking
sure.
for hotspot mana sources, interesting bullshit.
Was there anyone? This place has probably not been settled. Well, definitely not been settled. But people have gone through here. You could also look around for, because Patton's going to have to be busy unfucking this car.
26.
26?
Yeah.
You're not going to. So, as far as looking around to see, like what the inhabitants of the city are like in this general area.
Well, this is nature, more like looking at the composition of. This is a mana hotspot or a mana, at least mana producing zone. So I just want to see what's making the bulk of the mana out here.
Okay, so you want to see what the mana producers around here are?
Yeah.
It's some fairly standard fare in terms of, the mana producing plants, sort of the arid.
Right, so like
desert variants.
Tumbleweed equivalents, fern equivalents, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, also wild hogs.
Oh, there are wild hogs?
Yeah, lots of them, actually.
Why do you do this?
Well, no, that's actually reasonable, though.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so then as a follow-up, I want to look around for signs of predators.
Signs of predators?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably some of the gnolls.
Gnolls? Any wyverns?
Maybe off in the hills, but the gnolls are more pressing because those are an intelligent race.
Oh, are we surrounded by gnolls now?
Oh yeah, there's gnolls.
Go ahead and tell me what the fuck a gnoll looks like.
Bipedal hyenaman.
Remember, they were riding motorcycles last time we saw them.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Are they, they're friendly, right?
No.
Maybe these ones are friendly.
Yeah, you're going to catch some glances of what look to be, scouts up in some buildings.
Do they?
Right?
Do I speak gnoll?
Fuck no.
So what you're saying is they're Gnata Ganol?
I hate you. Why must you do this to me?
You're letting him do this. Just kill him already.
You are letting me do this.
How? How is this my fault?
Rocks fall, Elias dies.
You're the only one
That's
of us
fair.
who's able to physically assault him right now.
No, he
I
can't.
actually can't.
Oh shit, that's right.
Michael's safe on his island.
I'm immune. Haha.
It's a long drive, but I can hit Dan. And then he can hit you once you get back.
That's true. So, anyway, they have not made contact, but you're clearly on their radar.
Yeah, they're looking around for whatever made that big fucking noise and shot a man 50 feet into the air.
Yeah, that probably wasn't the best thing for keeping a low profile.
I'm like an avian flare.
You can see a couple of motorcycles that are similarly adorned to some of the ones that you saw out further east. As well as the thing that tipped you off was that you found a hog carcass with some spears in it. Looks like they're living pretty good.
Wait, Elias has absolutely no idea how to ride a motorcycle, correct?
None whatsoever.
And it's not reasonable that I could steal a motorcycle, correct?
Not reasonable whatsoever.
I know someone who could steal a motorcycle.
Specky cannot steal a motorcycle. That was a lie.
Can John teach us to ride motorcycles?
Potentially, if this is your master plan to get to California on time, I can tell you straight up, you will die in a mana void. Like, your character, Elias might have that idea flash through his head of, I could just steal a motorcycle and we could be halfway to California and then we would all be dead in a couple of hours.
Yeah,
Shit.
There's no shielding. We can't ride choppers. Well, okay, so Elias had a flash of inspiration that he would steal an old motorcycle, and then Specky just tapped him on the shoulder and went, wow.
No.
Can't do it.
Elias is getting more and more madcap as things go on.
I mean, yeah. All right.
But yeah, you've spotted a couple of it appears that they're using what appears to be like a large hospital as a central stomping ground.
Okay.
That's where you can see a good amount of them, but yeah, you've wandered off to kind of get the lay of the land, and if you're going to try and make your way back to the car, you notice that as you're walking around, you are definitely being followed and tracked. It doesn't seem like they're actively trying to get you, but they're definitely keeping an eye on you.
Right, so I'm just going to walk back, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk back in a way that, you know how on game trails when things are stalking prey, how they avoid the high traffic areas. What I'm going to do is
Right.
I'm going to very consciously avoid the switchbacks and the places where they could funnel me into an area, just to show that I know where those are.
Right. So, how exactly are you going to be trying to do this? Are you doing this by looking at the overgrown footpaths of creatures, or are you looking at buildings?
Footpaths of creatures.
I'll let that be nature then.
Yeah, the footpaths of creatures, basically where because I mean if I know anything about wild hogs, and I know a lot about wild hogs, they're easily spooked. So the way that people catch them, if you can catch them, which you can't because they're everywhere, you can't catch wild hogs. But if you were going to try and catch wild hogs, you would spook them and they run, away from danger and they can get funneled and stuff. So I'm going to avoid all those funnels, cars that are very obviously set up in a way to create a dead end, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you can tell that some cars and stuff have been rearranged to make dead ends in streets, and you can see some piles of bones and things like that. They're definitely utilizing the city landscape to their advantage when it comes to funneling creatures in and hunting.
Yeah, so that's basically what I'm going to avoid. But I'm not doing it in a way that's it's more for show than anything else. I'm just projecting an air of I know what the fuck I'm doing,
and that'll definitely work. So give me a nature check. There was no sarcasm in that. Please roll a 1.
Fuck you. It's 24.
24? Okay, yeah, you can definitely safely make it back towards the group. But let's go over and what exactly were you guys doing, Jiron
And what the
and
fuck is
John?
Jiron doing?
All
Yeah.
right, we're walking in just like a sort of like secluded area, just to give Pat his space.
Jerry's gonna confess to John.
Hmm.
I don't get it. I don't get it. All the research I did. Why are they following them, John? The white meat babyface isn't supposed to get this. Hell, he's not even a babyface at this point. He's the murderer, and we're the tough shit, take no shit, cunning. We're the heroes, John. Why isn't this working?
Now, I got a vague idea what you're talking about, but you ain't projecting really the air of a hero. I think that's the first problem right there. You look like a bad guy.
Yeah, we look like a bad guy, but that's the thing. And all the research I did, everything that got big ratings back when the humans were around, it wasn't these pure, like, well, just these goody goods, you know? They were cunning. They would lie when they needed to. They would take charge. They would kill when they had to. Our audience saw them set a house full of people on fire. They saw them disintegrate those people in Tiawaki. They saw us get stabbed by Abaddon. I just don't get it. Like, why? What is it about Michael that gets him this army, but we don't have anyone besides Red and our bodyguards on our side?
Well, he's charismatic and conniving. A level that's a bit higher than any of us. Plus, you keep feeding him real great material. He's making a lot better use out of it than you've made out of our stuff.
Do you think that there's not anyone on our side, though? That's just the most puzzling part to me, John.
Well, I doubt you've managed to drive all of them off.
There's got to be people that want to resist this.
So at this point, I would be coming up behind them, correct?
Sure.
All right.
I also
Or-
wanted to talk
or-
to like the human though.
The whomst?
Like I was gonna like talk, like the human and the
They
Autobot.
can still come in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're
There's
walking
just
in,
Elias saying that he wants to join the scene.
oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. But I just don't get it, John. And maybe
What's not to get? You stabbed him, Jerry.
I feel like everyone saw him stab. Wait. Oh
Hmm.
no. No, they definitely saw me stab it. Get stabbed by him first. They saw him with them when they set the house full of the steel drivers on fire. But anyway, that's besides the point. I can't
You
change
seem
it.
to be forgetting, Jerry, the part where you taunted Gabriel with visions of her dead friend. You remember that part?
That was a big whoopsie.
That's not that hard to understand, Jerry. Look, I may be a scientist doing research, but even I have social skills beyond taunting people with visions of their dead friends.
It was to save.
Boss,
Anyway.
we've done this before. You don't have to make. If you're selling somebody as a villain, you can set them up. You can set up what they done wrong after the fact. Him stabbing you first don't matter. You doing what you did made it seem justified.
Disagree, Zep. Whatever.
Oh, he's disagreeing with his own subconscious now. Fantastic.
That's nothing
That's
new.
exactly what we need. Disagreements. Look, we're in a predicament here. We need to get moving. We don't have time for this existential claptrap.
Well, we're kind of trapped. Thanks to our good doctor friend.
And we would be less trapped if we didn't have to go chasing after Michael and Gabriel, who I was in the middle of convincing. If it wasn't for a certain someone, poisoning the well before we ever got there. This seems to be a pattern, don't you think, Jerry?
Don't you think, Jerry?
In our interpersonal relationships.
Anyway, I've got an interview to do. Hey, lady. I'm just gonna click on the auto dock or like.
Well, I guess he's done with us.
Yes, John, I suppose you've been riding that chopper quite frequently. Do you want to take a look at this car? Also, not to alarm anyone, but there's gnolls watching us.
It's always something.
So at this point, you're going to see just around a corner, like from behind just from behind the building, you're going to see a woman in a white sundress. At this point, let's say long brown hair, freckles, brown eyes, different face, but you recognize him. I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
You've been with us since Tenali, right?
She's just going to kind of look down, following.
I am getting tired of trying to craft narratives, and really, this is the story I was chasing. This Michael bullshit. It was just an accessory that became a huge distraction. But it sounds like you've got a story to tell, and it sounds like you need help from someone. And I've got the means to get your message out.
I would rather you didn't.
Okay, we can do something off the record. Can you at least fill us in on who you are or why you're here?
I can't tell you much yet. I'm trapped.
I'm trying to be professional here, but I'm getting kind of tired of these riddles that people keep speaking in. Give me something to go on. Just anything. I need something, okay? I haven't put out a story in a long time. I got shot a lot, just in case you didn't see that. Is there anything I can go on here?
She's just going to kind of look at you, look back at Elias and John.
I'm with Patton.
And Elias, John, you're going to get a little message with a little alert. Yeah, you're going to see Jiron's vitals, right? Like, his heart rate is through the roof. Basically, it looks like he's he's having some sort of combination of, like, a panic attack and, like, oxygen deprivation.
Just something. Come on.
All right,
please?
I'm going to see that Jerry is having a hard time, and I don't know. Basically, at this point, we got to get this truck fixed. So, I mean, Jerry, look, just calm down. There's plants. There's some mana producing plants. You don't need a story. Just
what do you mean I don't need a story?
Take a breather.
I'm going to.
We're in the middle of the desert. There is no story here. Film the gnolls if you have to, or something, but we have bigger problems than your show right now.
Good idea, Elias. Good idea. Jerry's gonna walk out.
We're gonna have to fight gnolls now, aren't we?
I sure hope he gets his nose bloodied out there.
Well, you can try and stop me, like... you can definitely try and stop me.
So what exactly is he doing? What exactly are you doing right now?
Jerry's looking kind of like he's in the state of mind where it's like nitrogen overflow, and he's just kind of waltzing outside, not like super burly where he's just kind of like drunkenly getting out there and trying to set up a shot.
Okay, so you're just gonna like pull out the whip and just like try and take a pot shot at a gnoll that you see in a window.
Oh, I thought he meant shot as in camera shot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not. He's shooting wildlife, not
Hi, I'm
shooting wildlife.
Jiron Thalatok, and this is Jackass.
Shoots a fucking gnoll.
All right, Jerry, no narratives. This is a separate story. Reporting live from wherever. I haven't been made aware.
Beautiful Albuquerque.
I was told there were some gnolls here. Let's go find them. I want to see some gnolls, everybody. Here, let's get on top of this building.
Manic Jerry.
I like this, Jerry.
Okay, so can I roll perception and look for gnolls?
Sure.
All right.
That's not a roll I thought anybody would make.
All right.
Yo, where are the Knolls at?
That's that's a 6.
6?
Yeah.
Jerry, do you need glasses?
Congratulations, you're very bad at spotting gnolls. You're also in a dead end. You look down, there's a lot of hog bones around you.
Are there any queen hog bones?
God fucking damn it. No, you do not see the bones of John Travolta.
Meanwhile, in the real world, hey Patton, how's that car coming?
It's coming along pretty well.
So right as Patton is saying, it's going real well, narrator voice, it wasn't.
It wasn't. John, look, I'm going to go make sure that Jerry doesn't, I don't know, murder a bunch of gnolls. So why don't you and Patton look at the car, maybe try and fix it. I'm going to go talk Jerry out of gnoll genocide, okay?
Well, I'm going to make sure Patton doesn't destroy our car.
I mean, it's a little late for that one.
So, first up, Patton. You know exactly how to fix this car, and it's fairly trivial. You just gotta replace the shocks. You gotta basically undo the work you did.
I thought you said it would take days.
Now, the pieces that I put in, are they feeling any of the effects of these wards that were placed on the car beforehand? Is any of that?
Oh yeah, they were
leaching into them?
absolutely rejected.
Okay.
They're not part of the original enchantment, so they're just not. They don't work at all. Basically, you didn't sync it up with the reinforcements, so as they kind of, got as everything kind of bounced against the chassis, they just got vaporized.
So they worked too well.
Yeah, kind of. But basically, you're going to have to find a way to replace the stock shocks and everything. And that's a lot of tinkering and a lot of scavenging because you don't have the parts that you need yet. The reason why it's going to take a while is because you're going to have to hunt all this shit down. You're going to have to go to a lot of repair shops and try to hunt these things down. It's not going to be quick. But there's not that much in the way of raw difficulty. It's just time.
Okay. So now, before me and John start checking out these repair places, now that I know what we need to do, what pieces we need, I'm going to send that information to all four of us.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of us come across one of these things, we can grab it up and save some time.
Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised that nobody is blaming Patton for anything. Everybody's just kind of like, Patton destroyed the car.
It's fucking par for the course for
reasonable.
Patton. My anger levels towards Patton have been at a pretty steady, medium there.
That's the secret. He's always angry. So, let's do a cut there. So, Giron you're currently in one of these dead ends, right? You look up, you see several gnolls with spears, a couple with some small arms. Not like physically that their arms are small, but like guns.
I was just about to make the joke.
I knew that you were about to make that joke, which is why I stopped it. It's almost like we're brothers or something, and I can stop you from doing that.
Police.
Where was your stopping you from making jokes earlier?
Yeah, but Daniel's secretly on board with the hog jokes.
Oh, I am 100%. It's not secret.
Quit hogging all the jokes.
Patton is the hero we don't deserve.
We gotta find the queen hog.
So anyway, speaking of hogs, you can hear a couple of them start yelling and pointing down the road. And you see a couple of semi-large motorcycles with some little cow catcher grills on the front.
Oof.
And in front of them, you see a small stampede of hogs being led into this pit that you are currently in. Where you're at is like the entrance to an underground tunnel. The entryway being blocked off with cars and with some like spike traps set up alongside the cars. And it's going down a ramp, so the hogs run down the tunnel and then throw themselves up against the wall and get impaled on the spikes. Right? That's the joke.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's coming right at you. That death wall, and it looks like the what you can tell from body language and from yelling is that the gnolls don't want you to be there, but they also don't want you to get hurt necessarily.
Oh, those are friendly gnolls.
Like, not necessarily. It's more like this asshole is about to ruin our hunt. Right?
Alright, so where am I in relation to this? Because I don't know if I've found Jerry yet. He kind of wandered off.
You can definitely hear a lot of motorcycles and a lot of hogs.
Yeah, I'm gonna start heading towards those motorcycles and/or hogs.
So, they're hogs chasing hogs. Almost like they're wild hogs.
Hog jokes. Hog jokes.
Hog jokes. Hog jokes.
I hate this.
Hogs are our homestuck, just so you know.
Hog stuck.
Anyway.
Good segue.
Anyway, Jiron, you got a wave of hogs and gnolls approaching quickly. What do you do?
I turn around, I utter the words, badass. And then, so what is all surrounding me right now, besides this oncoming wall of death?
So, to your left, you've got like a 2-story building, brick building with some hogs, or with some gnolls in the windows. To your right, same deal. In front of you, couple, maybe 1,000 meters or something. I don't know. I don't know distances. I can't gauge distances.
1,000 meters is a kilometer.
Maybe a click. Who the fuck knows? I'm not good with distances. 500?
It's like a nautical mile, but like on land.
Yeah.
So it's like a,
there is an encroaching wave of hogs. Threat of hogs.
Okay, so I'm going to try and do a quick shadow walk behind the gnolls in the windows, just to. I guess that's about the only place I can go right now.
Okay, you're gonna try and just jump, do a quick old hop, skip, jump.
Yeah, teleport? I'm essentially just gonna look like I'm going into a sprint, and then I'm gonna just vanish, and then I'm gonna reappear, on some DBZ shit.
Okay.
Nani?
And would that be athletics or arcana? Or...
That would be an arcana.
All right. My arcana rolls are not really that good, so here we go.
Nat 1.
Yeah, that is a nat 1.
Oh shit. Hog powers activate.
Well,
so here's what's gonna happen. Actually, you're gonna go for your little shadow teleport thing. You're gonna appear right behind that gnoll. Yeah. Then you're just gonna kind of feel an immediate sense of just dread, and it's just going to reverse.
Oh, time shit fucked with me, huh?
Yeah.
Damn you, future Jerry.
You jump back, and nothing is different, except you feel noticeably weaker. Like, you attempted to utilize your mana for something, and it refused.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
Future Jerry is saying, if you do that, we're dead.
Well, yeah, Jerry's it's the first time that your powers have actively refused from the looks of things. You're out of sync.
Is there anything I can grapple with my chain?
Physically? Yeah, you can jump. So there's a bridge overhang because it's a tunnel, right? So you can grapple onto the guardrail of the road that goes above this tunnel, and just attempt to pull yourself up physically and avoid the encroaching wave.
Okay. I'm going to death grip the handle and chew that chain right over the overhang and try and just pull myself up.
How are you going to try and do that?
That sounds like athletics.
Probably.
All right.
Nat 1.
That is a 19.
19 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Elias,
Yes.
you're going to see, you're running across a bridge. You see the encroaching wave of hogs and motorcycles. You see some gnolls yelling at something down in the pit. You look down and you see Giron like frantically climbing up this chain that is attached to the guardrail.
All right, I'm gonna grab the chain and just haul it up as hard as I can.
Yeah, you see the hog wave crash down into the tunnel. The gnolls park the motorcycles, making a wall on the entrance, so it's just a full pit, and then you just hear, the sounds of gunfire, javelins being thrown, and a couple of them actually just straight up jump down into the pit with knives.
Fucking crazy gnolls.
Yes.
Zep, get this. Zoom in.
Whatever. Let's just get out of here. We have to get back to the car.
But do you see this carnage? Oh my god, I could sell this for a lot.
I'm going back to the car.
I should probably do that. I think this will be sufficient for now. You're so goddamn good, though, Tech.
Well, great. Jerry's losing it.
Yep.
More than usual.
See, when Patton talks to himself, he's usually talking to at least 2 other people, but when Jerry does it, that's a little weird.
Wait, shit. Patton's got, like, legit multiple personality disorder and is somehow less insane than Jerry right now.
Yes.
Multiple personality order.
Okay. So, getting back to, as you guys are walking back, you get the notice from Patton about all the stuff that you're going to need to do.
Are these gnolls following us?
Oh, yeah, you're still being tracked on the
They
way
don't
back.
seem to mind as long as we don't fuck with their hunts and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely, well, think of it kind of like, they're predators in this situation. They aren't going to attempt to attack you guys. They can tell that you can handle yourselves.
Yeah.
Like, Elias's knowledge of basic ecology would tell you that, like, they're not going to try to attack you unless you were vulnerable, at which case they might.
Yeah. But they just got a bunch of hogs, so they're probably not that, pressed for getting themselves killed for no reason.
Right.
All right, so we get that little bleep bleep from Patton about the stuff that we need.
Yeah.
All right, let's split up, gang. I'm gonna use perception then to look for places around here that might have that stuff.
Okay.
As far away from Jerry as possible.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was good. It rolled right into my can of delicious Monster Zero energy. That is a 26.
26? Yeah, you can find an auto body shop. And now that you have like this direct connection, Patton can actually just give you pictures of things that you need.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have to tell you, names of tools that you have absolutely no idea what they are.
Yeah. Elias doesn't know what a wrench is. What's a hammer? I've never seen one.
So, anyway, yeah, like I said, it's mostly just busy work. So is there anything that any of you guys wanted to do specifically before night falls?
Get all the pieces that we need immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all agree, so
Let's
we do
be
it.
on our way.
Well, you actually do get most of the parts that you need, but it's going to take most of tomorrow to, like, if everything goes perfectly, you could probably get it up and running by tomorrow night.
Is that soon enough?
Maybe.
That's a little bit more than 24 hours.
Yep.
We'll have to drive real fast to make up for this.
So, is there anything else you guys would want to do, or are you going to get back to your temporary base in that auto body shop?
I guess I'll collect some of the more hardy looking mana producing plants.
Yeah, you can definitely do some just general foraging to make sure that the mana levels in your little building are slightly higher than the surrounding area.
If
It's
you
still thin.
if you check on Jerry during this period, you're gonna see he's like looking at the Bible, just like trying to do research. But you notice he's kind of reading it upside down. He's not doing too good.
I think after we do all our scavenging, I'm gonna take my turn to babysit Jerry, make sure he doesn't get himself trampled.
All right.
That sounds fair.
All right. So, as night starts to fall, how are you guys gonna? What are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna sleep in shifts, or are you just gonna go for it?
I'm gonna barricade some of the more obvious entries to the auto body shop.
Okay.
Make sure that wherever we're sleeping, if anything happens and they decide to attack us, we're not like in the open. We're at least in an enclosed room. And I'm gonna want to set up a watch.
Okay. So, give me some watches. Who's going first? Who's
I'll go
taking
first.
first watch? Okay.
Pat will take the last watch because I'll need to be up early anyway.
I'll take the fanciest watch.
Who's taking the middle one then?
Whichever's the Rolex.
Shut the fuck up.
I'd like to point out that Tim did it first.
Did he?
Yeah, he said, I'll take the fanciest watch.
I didn't even notice. I just assumed that Tim is a good player.
You assumed wrong.
So, I'm assuming then that Elias is taking the middle shift?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the middle shift.
Because, 2-hour watches.
Yeah.
Pretty standard stuff.
Why do they only sell watches that last for 2 hours?
Shut up. Anyway, John, why don't you give me a perception check?
Oh, fuck. Actually, I found my dice. I found them in my card bag at work. And they're in my car.
Good one.
I really put in the effort.
And that's what counts, honestly.
I don't feel bad about the HAWG jokes anymore.
Are you going to get your dice,
Yeah.
or...
I think he's doing that currently.
19.
Oh, okay.
No, I was ticky-tacking. I rolled and rolled 20.
Okay.
Oh.
On a 19, you can hear, like some banging and scraping going on outside.
Just hogs. Don't worry about it.
Would you like to investigate?
It's going on outside?
Yes. But fairly close outside the barricades.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
in your general vicinity.
If it's going on pretty close to us, I'd like to go and take a look. Make sure it is just hogs.
Okay. So you take a peek outside, and you can see in the middle of the night some humanoid figures. There is they're putting something up on an adjacent wall. It's too dark to see, but they're doing something to the wall adjacent to you. Or like across the street, rather.
So, the last group of gnolls we ran into, they could speak common, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
These ones, maybe not.
I would assume they could speak common. I'd look at them and go, yeah,
I mean,
they're gnolls. I've talked to them before. I can talk to them again. I'm going to let out like a loud whistle. Hey, what are y'all doing out there?
So they're going to turn and look at you. You're going to see like, some glowing eyes. Going to hear like a little snarl. And they're going to skitter off into the night.
All right.
They do say like bark some stuff at you, but you don't recognize the language.
Well, problem solved.
back to
Back to
sleep
bed.
for John. Are you gonna you gotta wake the next person up for the next watch then?
I mean, that's how watches work.
I think it was Jerry, then Elias.
No,
then
it was
Pat.
Elias. We're not letting Jerry take a watch. I will mention that there was some gnolls doing the thing outside, but I
Actually,
chased them
give
off.
me a perception check.
Sure.
Who?
John. Actually, in this case, give me a religion check.
Hello?
That's one better than a perception check. Ooh, crit fail.
Crit fail.
Nice.
Holy shit,
John
you guys are
can't
terrible
crit
today.
fail on religion.
This
I
is going to be like a
Can today.
huge
You are-
episode all of a sudden. Oh my
You are
god.
absolutely certain that the language that you heard from these gnolls is the same language that you've occasionally heard Jerry speak.
John, too, is reading the Bible upside down.
You're absolutely sure of it. One of those, like, deep languages?
We were visited by demons.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're certain of it. That Jiron knows this language.
Okay. Give me just 1 second to think here.
Now, does John remember what they said? Because if Jerry knows that, then you can
I
ask
probably
Jerry what
wouldn't
they
be
said.
able to reproduce it.
You would not. It's very guttural.
Real talk. Even if you've heard somebody speak in a foreign language, if you were asked even 30 seconds later to reproduce accurately what they said in that foreign language without knowing it,
You wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, it's way too much
0%.
information to remember all of the sounds that they made, because you can't remember the words.
Maybe one word, but your brain doesn't recognize them as words, so they don't get stored in the same way.
Yeah.
Patton's pretty good at mimicry.
Because he's a bird?
These are the jokes.
These are the jokes.
That's nice.
Dab.
So, I think I would tell Michael. I guess I would tell Elias,
Who?
because it's his character.
Yeah, Elias.
Me, Michael. Okay, I was going to say, Michael.
I'm going to start shouting at Michael.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Michael, these demons over here.
Right.
What?
Michael, did you do this?
Demons? Nah, I don't like those. Suddenly he's from Brooklyn.
What the hell is that thing?
Oh, that red
Ma,
dwarf.
there's a weird cat outside. I'm assuming you've seen that video.
Yeah.
That weird
There's a
fucking
weird
cat.
knoll.
I have not seen that video, but that's okay.
It's great.
Oh, it's looking at me.
So I wake up Elias
So,
and tell Elias. So during the night, we had some, like, demons or something outside. I ain't really sure what's going on, but it sounds a lot like something Jerry would say. I'd keep an eye on him. Been acting real strange
probably
lately.
just gnolls. It's probably some similar structure to deep speak and gnollish. I don't know. If they're not threatening us, I don't see the
Here,
problem.
take my crucifix just in case. So I hand Elias my crucifix just in case, tell him to keep an eye on Jerry, and go to sleep.
okay.
I hand the crucifix to Specky.
Specky puts it on.
You can't do that!
Why not?
That's really disrespectful. You can't do that.
Why is it disrespectful?
You can't
Specky is
wear
the best.
religious objects like that.
Specky doesn't know he's a fucking
Yeah,
fungus.
Specky's a fungus cat.
It's your responsibility to
bully.
stop him from wearing that crucifix.
He meows
I will let
in a
Specky do it.
cowboy accent.
I feel like Tim's arguing in
Wow.
character and you're arguing out of character.
I'm asleep.
He's going to. He takes a little fungus tendril and tips an imaginary cowboy hat.
Wow.
John's asleep in character.
Unfortunately.
Specky looks very pleased.
Elias finds this highly amusing and rolls perception for his watch.
Okay.
Where did I put that watch?
Specky is having a very good time pretending to be John.
I wore my watch to sleep.
I hate you people.
Look, you start the HAWG jokes, this is where it goes. That is a 23.
23.
Yeah.
All
A
right.
relatively low perception roll from Elias.
You see some light outside.
Source
Like-
being...
It's filtering through the boards, you know, that are
Alright.
they're sort of going through here. It's red. Definitely
Well-
some red light.
I'm going to roll stealth to try and sneak up to the roof of this building to get a better look, because I don't want
I'm
to just
going to
walk to where
immediately
John came
leave
out
the
of.
people I'm watching behind.
Okay, yeah, good plans.
Well,
Stealth.
yeah, there's
for it.
lights outside. It's red light. That's bad. The inside is safe. Outside, not safe.
Go for it.
That is a 27.
Okay, on a 27, you get up onto the roof and you see outside on the adjacent, like on the outside wall, you see what is very clearly some sort of like magic circle on the wall.
Magic circle.
Yeah, it's glowing red. There's definitely, like, the runes and everything are definitely made out of some hog bones. And there may or may not be a hog in the center, like, pinned to the wall.
Is it a queen hog?
It is not.
We need to find that queen hog.
Off to the side, like in an alleyway, you see a gnoll in some large robes carrying a bone staff slink away into an alleyway.
So is this ritual complete, or can I not tell?
You could roll me you could roll me a religion.
Religion?
Yeah.
I got a 3 in that. I slept through my null religion classes.
Good thing it's intelligence-based.
Yeah, fun fact, Elias's intelligence is a 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got high wisdom, not int.
Yeah, he's a wisdom-based character.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's because there's a lot of explanations for why that is. Anyway,
Pat's smarter than you are.
10.
10 total?
Yeah.
You've got it. You have no idea what this is.
Definitely some kind of ritual. This seems important enough to wake everybody up for.
Okay.
I'm gonna wake up John and Patton. Is Jerry still asleep?
Yeah. And
I'm gonna
very
leave Jerry
deep.
asleep. I'm gonna leave Jerry asleep.
Take one look at that
Kind of
ritual.
shallow.
Jerry's got something to do with this.
More like, I don't want Jerry to freak out and like start some kind of null blood feud if this is just something that, like, I don't know, a protection from us ritual or something.
This has got to be one of his crazy
I mean?
schemes to get a story.
I mean, I don't trust Jerry.
He's been acting real weird lately.
I mean, it's kind of understandable. As long as
He's been having a rough couple of days.
As long as it doesn't, fuck everything up for us. But yeah, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up Patton and John.
You gonna wake us up again?
Yeah, they were already up. They were talking in character.
Oh, I didn't know that was talking in character.
What is this thing?
So you guys skulk up onto the roof?
Yeah, I'm gonna show them the way that I got up there. Except I assume John's gonna make some noise getting up there.
Clang, clang, clang. John can roll
big
stealth.
Cowboy feet and big cowboy boots.
Specky hands the crucifix back to John.
Well, thank you, Specky.
Specky is again going to do a fake cowboy hat tip. Wow.
And I, not aware that he was wearing the crucifix, I'm going to tip my hat back to him.
Specky looks happy.
Got to separate character knowledge and player knowledge.
That's all that matters. As long as Specky's happy.
So roll me some stealth there,
Uh-oh.
John.
All right. Oh, John.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Good, because I rolled like a 2.
My stealth, 4. Oh, fuck. I'm going to go grab my dice after this.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Ooh, 16.
Not
16?
bad.
A lot higher than I
Adequate.
thought it would be.
Yeah, you're making some noise, and Patton is, he's got hollow bones or whatever, so he's naturally less noisy, just
He's
inherently.
got talons he could walk on. He could tippy-toe on them.
You can just kind of click, 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 click.
It's terrifying
walk through
to watch.
Walk through some pudding. That's because that's
You
what
ever
that fucking
see a
sounds like.
giant bird man silently walk up some stairs?
Terrifying. So, anyway, you guys get onto the roof without much hoo-ha. And
Hoo-ha.
would you look at that? There's a circle. Boy,
John?
howdy, that's glowing a scary red.
John?
Now, is it brighter than when Elias saw it last?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit brighter.
Okay, I don't like this. So I guess I would need to roll religion to try to figure out what is this
It
blood
does
ritual?
seem to be getting brighter since I woke you guys up. I don't know if that's cause for alarm. I'm not really sure how Nolish religion works.
Well, I'm not too well versed on demon rituals.
But it looks like a
You sure about that?
Nolish thing to me. No.
demon speak, demon circle. Now, this sounds like a demon to me, Elias.
Nope, I saw
They had glowing eyes.
a Nolish shaman walk away. So I have to assume, based on that knowledge, that this is not the work of a demon.
Alright, so what Patton's gonna think to do is to try and disturb the circle and have Lil Bro go out there and move some of the bones out, see if that may disrupt whatever they're trying to pull.
So
Just
why don't
fuck
you
it
give me first of all, why don't you give me a religion check?
Okay. I rolled a 2, so that is 11.
Sounds like a great idea. Go and disturb that circle.
Okay, this is a great time to pause. I don't want to miss anything. I'll be right back.
Hey, look, Tim's back with his dice. You
Now.
got him from his car.
Where were we?
Nice.
Perfect.
Perfect. Hang on, let me just take a sip. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, God,
So-
that was gross.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? It sounded a lot worse than I thought it would.
Ugh. Okay.
So you send out your little drone friend and just do a quick drive-by and just rip a bone out of place.
Yeah, he's just gonna swing by and just, like, bat one of the piles.
So at that, you're going to see the light is going to go out. The aura, the red glow is going to suck back into the circle, like off of you. You can see like the light retreats back into the circle, and the hog carcass in the middle of the circle is going to turn its head to you. Its eyes are going to flash red, and it's going to start growing in size.
That shouldn't be doing that.
Queen,
Sort of
hog. Queen,
bristling.
hog.
Bony protrusions are going to come out of the shoulder blades, and fur is going to sort of grow over the exposed chest cavity and twist itself into sort of a braid, like closing the wound up. It's going to rip itself off of the wall, and the bones around the circle are going to start to drape over its back, in forming the pattern. The pattern of the circle is then going to be overlaid on its back in a large, like almost tattoo-like insignia, and it is going to let out a guttural, like squeal/roar. And oh yeah, by the way, it's about you guys are on a roof about 15 feet up, and it's about like 13.
That's a big pig.
Maybe we should wake Jerry up now.
Yeah, it's going to just slam its head into the building that the wall, like that the circle was on.
I want to roll perception to see if that shaman guy is off in a corner somewhere, like, chanting.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
Because if so, I'm gonna fucking push his skull in. Nat 20.
Nat 20? So you're actually going to see him. You're going to see, like, sort of scurrying off into the darkness. He's going to turn around, look at the circle as this is happening, and he's going to lock eyes with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually get a good read on the facial expression, which isn't one of anger or elation. Like, it's of concern and what have you done?
Oh, so this was probably some kind of, like, warding circle that was stopping a big pig.
Maybe they should have told us.
Patton fucked it up.
You're then going to see him run out into the street, actually, hold up the staff, slam it onto the ground, and some little bony tendril vines are going to grab the hog's legs. They're going to snap immediately, and his staff is going to shatter, and he's just going to look down at his hands, look up at you, and just run.
Oh, I understand completely what's going on now. So you remember that episode of SpongeBob with the sea bear?
Oh,
That's an oval. You have
It
to make
has
a
to
circle.
be a circle.
I hope we're all wearing a giant bone pig repellent underwear.
And actually, this gives me insight for one other thing, which is those bones that were made that were in this circle were from a queen hog, because the circle to prevent the queen hog from coming in.
That is not a thing.
It's a queen hog.
I don't know how you're jumping to that.
In character, Elias would know that is not a thing.
Please don't take this from me.
I'm not letting you wholesale. We can have a reference to a plot from China, Illinois. We cannot have the entire episode plot.
Look, I don't know why you're so against the queen hog.
I was fine with a hog motif, right? I'll take a little sprinkling of hog. I'll let it be a side dish. I am not going to recreate an entire episode of China, Illinois in the medium of Dungeons and Dragons.
You give him an inch, he's taking an episode.
To that I ask, why not?
Fair
Because
point.
shut up, nerd.
Fine. Anyway, what I can tell from this circle, legitimately and not as a meme, is that this thing was not necessarily for our protection, but it had to be placed close to us because we're, a big old weird thing going on here. So if there's some kind of other bullshit out there that would have come a knocking and bothered the gnolls, this was to prevent that from showing up. So this whatever fuck up that we've just caused might not be the only thing out there tonight.
Yes, and the other thing that you can notice is the bones in the circle are bigger than they should be.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So, yes, based on your perception check and all of that, it seems fairly likely that wild hogs plus mana equals something bad.
Yeah, big ol' hogs.
Am I awake yet?
Yeah, at this point you can
probably,
be
yeah, no.
violently shaken awake by a building collapsing.
Do I have to roll initiative?
No, not yet.
We don't know what we're doing
Not
yet.
yet.
So Jerry's going to sit up. Am I feeling just still like awful?
Oh yeah, like garbage.
Okay.
Like always.
Patton, do something about this.
I'm gonna like slowly get up, kind of like it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm really cranky. Do we
Yeah.
have any of the wyvern with us?
Yeah, you got a little of it. It's kind of hard to focus what with all of the demonic squealing and buildings exploding.
Is there like a way for me to grab just a little piece of it to use as a focus?
What?
I mean, yeah,
I'm
not
going
sure
to
what you're
try
going
and
for
like
here.
use its essence to intimidate the boar.
You have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Oh,
You
Yeah,
just woke up and you heard explosions outside of your barricaded house.
okay. Scratch that. I'm gonna run upstairs.
Makes more sense.
All right.
First thing Patton's gonna do is he's gonna have little bro try and like put those bones back.
just like put him back.
So you're going to see a little drone just drop a bone onto this thing's back as it like flops over onto the ground and starts kicking like cars over, and the
didn't
bone
work.
is going to land and get tangled up in the fur. And he's going to hold up the little drone arms like, I did it, and then it's just going to fall off.
Okay,
He's just gonna fall.
You did your
He's just gonna
best, so
fly
that's what
back.
matters.
He's just going to fly back to you.
What in the hell is going on here?
This one's Patton's.
Someone disturbed a ritual that they had no idea what it was about, and now we have a big problem.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We thought we were stopping the giant demon. We actually let the giant demon out.
It was a lack of communication.
We don't actually know that. This could have.
This is my thing. You left me asleep, and then you disturbed.
Speaking of
you
your
awoke
thing.
a demon.
The demons that were doing this ritual are speaking the same language you speak. You don't know anything about this, do you?
Well,
you
I
have no idea
sure-
what language the gnolls were speaking.
I sure would like to know.
Wait, what?
Sorry, there's a giant. It's kind of demon hog here. Maybe
Oh
we
yeah,
should deal
it's
with
flopping around. It is flopping around. It
Okay,
seems like it doesn't quite know how to use its legs yet, but it's trying.
would I know anything in character on how to just like subdue this or maybe like lessen its effect?
Okay, so you take one look at this thing and you take one look at that circle.
Yep.
Give me just a quick religion check, and
Oh,
go ahead and give yourself like a +5 to it.
oh, right.
Jared gets +5. I never get a plus anything.
That is 24.
Total
Yep.
with the additional 5 that I gave you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, you know exactly what's going on with that.
what's
Okay.
going on with that.
So, let me just give you a quick little, like, Giron information dump. You've done a couple of little bits and pieces about, like, you did a couple of investigative journalism bits about, like, Knoll street gangs and, like, Knoll biker gangs, right?
Yep.
And they definitely have a streak of, like, superstitious, shamanistic magic that goes into their aesthetic. And yeah, that definitely looks like a big element of their mysticism is the concept of essence, right? So,
Right.
Like some homeopathic shit almost, where in order to like ward off something or in order to prevent something or in order to strengthen yourself against something, you have to adopt that thing's essence. It's why they, clothe themselves in bones and viscera and stuff like that. It's to infuse themselves with protection against those things. Right?
Right.
So you see that, and yeah, that's very clearly a warding circle. Very clearly a fairly nice attempt from them to prevent you guys from being overrun. Like,
Good
they didn't
job,
have to do
Patton.
that. That was very, like, they went out of their way.
We're gonna have a long talk when we're done with this. Would I know any like solutions on how to like fix this with that circle or
Not at this point. At this point,
okay.
it's catastrophic failure. At
Is
this
it
point, you've got to either just wait for the energy that was put into the ritual to end, if it does, which it might not, or find a way to kill this thing.
so this is a straight up demon though, right? It's not like an animal of this plane or anything that's like mana
Oh no,
infused.
the best way that you could think to describe this would be probably like some sort of dire hog, like a demon infused dire hog.
A
Right?
super swine, if you will.
Yeah, pretty much. Where this thing is zombified because it should not currently be alive. Its energy is coming from that circle on its back, which is now ingrained into its body, so you're not going to be able to remove it easily. And it has no idea what's going on. Like, it as a creature is basically completely mindless.
Okay, so it's a mindless, essentially a mindless giant
Pile of-
superpowered hog.
Pile
Right.
of rampaging flesh.
We're not taming it.
Okay. No, now, John, that's a fantastic idea, but I don't think that'll happen here.
I don't even
But I'm
want you to
thinking
try.
of Elias, now,
Okay, why?
hogs
So
are...
none of this is in. You guys are not giving Giron the opportunity. This was all just out of character stuff
I thought we were
that
going back
Giron has not told you yet.
Okay.
This is all info for him.
Okay.
And you
A hog.
and you really fucked up this time.
We don't have time for this.
Oh, we don't have time for this, but we have time for anyway. So this is completely mindless, so it's going to be reacting primarily to stimulation. Just from outside. And it's trying to like get up right now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I really don't think trying to tie its legs together is a good idea. I don't know if we
Well,
have
let's
the means
do
for
it
that.
anyway.
So yeah, this thing is going to react primarily to standard base stimulus. That's actually a good idea. So you are currently in a large city, and these gnolls do have traps set up.
That's what I was thinking of doing. So now, Elias, how? Now these hogs are herd animals, right? If there is a
This thing is not a hog.
This is an undead sort of demon monstrosity that you've let into this, Patton. So what we need to do is we need to try and disable it, not kill it, disable it, because we really don't have the means to try and
Wait,
kill one of these.
how big? Never mind. That won't work.
It's at least 14 feet tall and about 50 feet long. It's like how big is a great white? Like a huge
Not that
one?
big, dude. 50 feet? Are you shitting me?
15 is still pretty sizable. That's
You said
like
50, not 15.
Yeah.
Great whites are not 50 feet long, dude.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no.
I mean, maybe
it's like a
Bruce was.
megalodon.
Okay, fine.
It's megalodon sized. It is the size of like a large like one of those double decker like London buses, but like two of them like side to side.
Okay, that's fair. I can understand that size. I can conceptualize it.
so we need to lead it into the death wall, essentially.
Walls, plural.
Yeah, there's plenty
Walls.
of them. They're
Okay.
all over the place.
So yeah, probably articulate that idea in character. And also it's just gonna like you were right up against it, it's just gonna break through one of those, but it'll do some damage maybe.
All right. So I'm going to start distracting it, and I need you all to mark the walls for me to lead it to. I'm going to try my best to ram it in there. No pause. So let's go.
You gonna keep your shit together on this one, Jerry? Yeah, torment this hog too.
Jerry's going to ignore it and start just getting to work.
Okay, roll me some initiative for this skills challenge.
Ooh.
This is not at all what I thought would be happening when I sat down today, but I like
Hogs.
it.
Hogs.
Here, what we
Hogs.
should do is we should cut this and then do the skills challenge as the second episode. So
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're right around a good mark.
Yeah.
So I'll quickly do all the outro because I'm so good at it now.
Yeah.
So that was Revival, a Dungeons and Dragons real play podcast. You can find us on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play. If you don't find it under Revival, you might have to search the full name, Revival, a Dungeons and Dragons real play podcast. But that's that terrible SEO. I'm not very good at it. You can find Dan and Michael on Twitch, streaming at bro_operatives. You can find Matt's podcast, The Sweet Life of Matt and Kody, on... Where's it at, Matt?
sweetlifemk.simplecast.com.
Nice. And then
Nice.
Tim, you can't find anywhere except the Discord. So you can find all that good stuff in the description, and we will continue this hog wild wacky adventure in the next episode.
You're really hamming it up, Tad.
Yeehaw.
I'm saving all my pig puns.
Pork.
If you're aching, dun dun dun, for some bacon, dun dun dun. He's a big pig. You could be a big pig too.